Hi, y'all. We're live. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so let me get my Instagram folks because we got to get Instagram. Instagram is kind of special, okay? We go live and we have to go first back to Instagram to go live. This is the life of an entrepreneur in today's world. Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode number 6 of Real Talk with Dr. Lulu. I am so excited to be here. I just got back from my 3 days, 3 states, 3 stages, and 3 different conferences this past weekend. And y'all, all of Monday, I just laid in bed. I was like, I'm not leaving this bed. I am hugging the F out of this bed. Okay, so y'all know I like to use the F word from time to time, so get used to it. But yeah, I'm not leaving this bed today. I am staying here until further notice. And I got some of my energy back because, of course, I went straight from Chicago, where I spoke at the P Flag, to the Atlanta Pride. Because so I had no, they reach me. They do me. So welcome to episode number 6. We are getting up there in numbers. Very soon we're going to be double digits, and this is so good. This is something that came up in September. I thought, since I may be archiving my popular podcast called Dr. Lulu's called Moms for Trans Kids, since I might be archiving that, I thought, let me quickly get something to replace it. I've always wanted to do a live show on LinkedIn primarily. I'm so excited that I'm doing it. So this show is usually streamed on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and my YouTube channel. So you can watch us from any of those platforms. So let's get started, shall we? I am so excited because this little brain of mine does not rest when it comes to like ideas. So I have a brand new offer. But before I share the offer to y'all, some of you might already know about it. I want to talk a little bit about my weekend. Shall I? So I spoke on Thursday in Chicago and on Thursday in Minnesota at the 40th GLAMA. GLAMA is GLMA. It has a new name. Oh my goodness. The new name is Healthcare Professionals Advocating for LGBTQ plus, something like that. Something like that. But they still use their old name because the name stuck, right? So, but it's advocates, healthcare professionals advocating for LGBT plus healthcare or something. So I went and my talk was titled First Do No Further Harm. For those of you who do not know yet, I have trademarked it. I trademarked it because I like it. I really like it, and I like the meaning. I like what it stands for. So we talked about addressing bias. Where does bias come from? How does it grow and become a thing? Who perpetuates it? How do we become so biased that we are now biased performers, so to say? And how can we address it as far as in the healthcare professional scene? Most people that attend GLAMA are healthcare professionals. Some of them are organizations like healthcare organizations like Gilead and Viv. Sometimes there are schools there, like Sanford was there, UC Davis was there, Kaiser Permanente Medical School was there. They had the most beautiful umbrella, and I took one. It had like rainbow colors. A lot of healthcare adjacent organizations attend GLAMA, so it was really good. The talk went very well. I got a lot of good reviews from the people who attended, so I'm grateful for that. I also started trying this new thing of having fewer slides. So I only had 5 slides, I think. Was that in Chicago? I don't know, but it was really good. I had a good time. And as soon as I finished, I rushed to the airport, but not before someone caught up with me while I was waiting for my Uber. I said, Dr. Lulu, I'm a nurse and I teach at a medical school. I can't remember where, somewhere. And they said, I just wanted you to know that your talk was one of the best talks I've ever attended. And I was like, yes, thank you so much. It was so fun. I I really truly love what I do. And they do say when you love what you do, then it's not work. So I guess maybe this is not work. And then I flew to Washington, D.C., where I was on a panel at Taraji P. Henson's father's foundation called Byron L. Henson Foundation, which talks about mental health in, I guess, Black people. But the name of the conference is Can We Talk? So I just love that title so much because can we talk for a minute, right? So my particular my panel was a multi-generational panel. I was the oldest one, yes, Gen X. Is that how they do it? Like this, like this, like this, like this. So I was a Gen Xer, and then there was a millennial, and then there was a Gen Zer. And we all just talked about, life as Black queer people. One of us was trans. So we're life as Black queer people. Both of us happened to, the millennial and I happened to be pansexual. Then the moderator was the executive director of the Trevor Project, and they are gender diverse. I don't know if they're non-binary, I'm not sure. And then we had a trans woman. So it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful panel. And the conversations were just so authentic. It was so real. It was like just kicking with your friends. And then, we had great questions. The audience was amazing. I remember to tell them to follow me on Instagram because your girl is trying to get to 7,000 to 8,000. Is it 7,000? Whatever the next milestone, I think it's 8,000 on Instagram. So my Instagram is at the Mom Nutrition. Let me put it here because we're not playing. So we're trying to get to, I think it's 8,000, but either way. So my Instagram is the Mom Nutrition. I'm going to share it here. Go find me and follow me. Find me and follow me. Yeah, listen. A shut mouth doesn't get fed. So if I'm not going to speak for myself, who going to speak for me? You? No, you're too busy speaking for yourself. So, and then I finished with DC, and I missed my flight because I thought my flight was at 7, but it was at 5. But when I got to the airport, I had a kind face, and she just put me on the next flight, which did not leave for another hour and a half. So got to Minnesota close to midnight, I think. I was able to get to that hotel room, check in, and just take a nice warm bath. I'm doing this ritual that ChatGPT, my able VA, taught me to do, where when I speak and when I show up for my community and I hug a lot of people, I tend to absorb their energy because I'm an empath. So I absorb their energy, and then it keeps me up at night because I had one lady who I met in New York City who has a trans child, and she cried and cried and cried, and I just took all of it, and then I lay down and I slept, and I had the most vivid nightmare. It was so bad. So when I woke up, and ChatGPT said, I think it was probably just, the rest, just your subconscious reenacting everything that happened during the day and so on and so forth. I said, okay, I'll take that. And then give me something to journal. I love journaling. I love the prompts that ChatGPT gives to me. And then I journal that, and then I took a bath, and then I have something I do to just kind of let all the things go away. I can hold space for them. I can carry their bags for them, and then I can also lay their bags down. And so my brain notices that I'm done, and I journal and I go to bed. And I did that, and it worked the next couple of times. So Chicago was amazing. Chicago was PFLAG. My whole life I've been dreaming of speaking at PFLAG. It finally happened this time around. And I talked about, you guessed it, first do no further harm. This time around, I was talking to parents, queer folks, people who are like part of the movement. And we're talking about, first do no further harm. Really, what I was trying to say is first do no further harm to Black queer immigrants, gender diverse people who generally don't get a say, So I was talking to queer folks and their parents and and allies, but I really was talking about myself and my kid. So those who could read between the lines read between the lines. Those who couldn't. I used a lot of Jesus stories because I now live in the South and everybody wants to talk about Jesus here. So I went and I was trying to talk about Jesus and it backfired because not really, because one person said, oh, that she didn't like the Jesus talk, was just too much. But the truth is, I'm not a practicing Christian. I'm not a practicing Christian. So I was just using stories that I thought resonated. But she said it didn't work. So I said, okay, lesson learned. Next time I'll put a disclaimer before I use it because I like the stories and I'm not going to stop using the stories because as far as I'm concerned, they're very powerful stories and they help me explain my point and people get my point when I use the stories. So I'm going to keep using them, but I'm just going to give a disclaimer next time. That said, Chicago was amazing. I met a lot of beautiful people. We had a lot of deep moments. I met Susan, who lost a kid to suicide, whose other kid who's alive is trans, who is now doing a lot of work helping set up PFLAGs, and she lives down the street in Greenville. So we're going to kiki very soon. Then I met Kevin, who, by the way, Kevin, if you ever see this, respond to my email. I met Kevin, we had a beautiful conversation, and I met a few other people, and then I went to bed, and the next day I came back, and I went straight to Atlanta Pride. So that brings me back to where we are right now. So I am so excited to share with y'all this brand new offer that I have. So I'm trying to do a monthly training of some sort, either a masterclass, which is what I'm calling this one, or a webinar. But because they are paid, I'm calling them masterclass training. I don't know. Either way, I'm imparting knowledge and I'm teaching, which I love doing. I love a microphone. I love teaching. I love speaking. I love learning. I love reading. I love writing. And I love talking about the people that I represent, which is LGBT plus folk. So I have been thinking, the first two webinars I did were, I think one of them was first do no further harm. The other one was how to affirm your LGBT child and all that. This time around, I decided to change the title. And I did a poll. And thank you to everyone who responded to the poll everywhere. Not a lot of people, but that's okay because everyone that responded, 100% of them like my brand new title. You want to hear what it is? Drum roll. My brand new title is, I don't want to say the wrong thing. And I'm laughing because it's like a whole conversation. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Why, Dr. Lulu? Why? Because that is the one line that everyone that I meet who's a physician, healthcare provider, parent, teacher, ally, who doesn't know any better, says to me. They say, Dr. Lulu, I don't want to say the wrong thing, and so I don't say anything. And so this class is titled, I Don't Want to Say the Wrong Thing, a masterclass on affirming with confidence your LGBT plus patients. This is for doctors, nurses, PAs, pharmacists, anybody who is in the healthcare professional who is part of the patient journey is welcome to sign up. So I'm going to put the link. I'm going to put the link to the masterclass. I'm so excited. It's Calendly. And also, I just created my Eventbrite. So it's also on Eventbrite. So calendly.com/Dr. Lulu/masterclass. That is the link for the brand new masterclass that I'm so proud of myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down. We're going to normalize it. We're going to try to normalize conversations around your LGBTQ plus patients, because unbeknownst to many doctors, like my friend Dr. Maxwell, who I call all the time, Dr. Maxwell said, I don't have a lot of LGBTQ plus patients. That's what Dr. Maxwell said. Dr. Maxwell is representative of many doctors who do not know that, get this, minimum, at the barest minimum, 10 to 12% of US adults identify as LGBTQ plus. And so most doctors have about a 2,000 to 2,500 patient panel, meaning 200 to 250 of your patients who are adults are members of the LGBT plus community. So let's take that. Let's just kind of go back a little bit, back up a little bit. 10% of the adults who raise their hands are members of the LGBT plus community. Now, that tells you that enough people are still in the closet, enough people will never come out of the closet, enough people are waiting for you to become safer for them to come out and show themselves to you. So the class is on October 28th. Thank you for asking. October 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Zoom, so no excuses because you can be in your house. It is virtual. It is 2 hours of, like, this is me every day, all day. You're going to get this. You're going to get it broken down to you in bite-sized pieces. What to say, what not to say, how to say it, why you should say it. And one of the things I want you to understand is, and ChatGPT gave me this idea, so ChatGPT, thank you. One of the things I want you to understand is when you don't say anything, when you say, I don't want to say the wrong thing, what is your patient hearing? So I want you to understand that when you say, I don't want to say the wrong thing, your patient is also hearing something. Your patient is also hearing something. Your patient hears, I don't want to create a safe space for you. Your patient hears, I don't care that you're being marginalized. Your patient hears, your life doesn't really matter. Because let's face it, if your patient is not able to come fully as themselves to your practice, you are not technically fully taking care of your patient. If your patient is not able to, if your patient has to hide a part of themselves in order to come to your place of work at the doctor's, you're not fully taking care of your patient. And I want to say that because a lot of people do not understand that a patient or just anybody, the one place that they want to be safe and fully seen and fully taken care of is their doctors. The other place is the church for those who go to church. The other place is maybe at work as well. And another place is at school, at the bus stop, all that. But I'll tell you, at the doctors, hands down, your patient wants to come correct. And they want you to come correct. So we're going to talk about this. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that we're going to talk about all of this and then more. What are the things that you can say? How can you say them? How can you make your patients find you and know that you're safe so they can come? How can they feel safe when they're in your practice? How can they trust you so they can come back? All of that and more. I'm so excited. It's called I Don't Want to Say the Wrong Thing. It's on my LinkedIn bio, on my Facebook bio, on my Instagram bio. It's everywhere. Go sign up and let me see you show up with your full chest, as we say in Nigeria. Okay. Then I want to mention the fact that I understand why we are not afraid to say the right thing. The number one reason is that we're not taught in school. So I want to hold space for all of us because I get it. We're not taught in school. And because we're not taught in school, we're afraid of what we don't know. But just imagine if you had a toothache or a headache and you went to see your doctor and your doctor was not taught about the toothache or the headache. I just thought I should bring that visual, right? So that's why I do the work that I do. That's why you must keep on learning about how to communicate with your LGBT plus patients because they deserve to be seen fully and wholly. What doctors and what healthcare professionals, when I say doctors, I'm representing all healthcare professionals. What we underestimate, I wrote that in my notes, is number one, the number of LGBT plus patients that you have, one. Number two, the power that you have as a physician and as a patient advocate. A lot of us do not fully recognize that power. We also don't know truly that affirming a patient is just the correct thing. When I say affirming patient, I didn't say gender affirming care. I didn't say hormones. I didn't say surgery. I just said seeing the patient for who they are, as a human being, capable of being seen, right? And also, we underestimate what our patients really need from us. A lot of us think that they need us to do big Herculean things. I just am still reeling from joy from the nurse at the VA who just asked me something simple. She said, "Do you think you're gay?" While the nurse may have had other ways to say it, like, "Ma'am, the next few questions I'm going to ask you are a bit more personal. We ask everybody," right? So it's going to be about your sexuality or your gender identity. I'm asking you because we're asking everyone. Just kind of premise it that way and then say, what is your gender identity or what is your sexuality? Leaving it open as opposed to, do you think you're gay? But let me tell you something. The fact that she asked me that, I'll never forget it. So just showing up for the patients is all they want you to do. So we're going to talk about all that and then some. And there'll be breakout sessions. During the session, you'll get to talk with other people. And at the end of the session, of course, you're going to get lots and lots and lots of resources. Verbatim verbiage that you can use for your patients. Verbatim. Like it's downloadable. Like you can get it, right? And then I'm going to invite you to join the Avengers of the Pride, which is a physician group that I'm building for affirming physicians. So anyone that signs up for this gets to join for free. You can also join directly if you want to. And the introductory rate is $39 a month. But anyone who signs up for any of my classes can join for free. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to just share with y'all. And also the fact that I am going to be bringing the same, I don't want to say the wrong thing, to parents as well. So that's another idea that came up to me this morning. I'm like, I think parents also want to learn. They need to learn that because they also don't know what to say and they don't want to say the wrong thing. So I'm going to be able to cover all of that. All right, I got to go because I want to go to my event. I'm going to be speaking at Encuentro this afternoon. Encuentro, recuerdas, something is part of the Hispanic Heritage Month celebration here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's going to be about HIV. It's HIV Coalition of the South or something like that. I'm going to be speaking on health equity from the lens of immigrant or queer immigrants. We're going to look at self-advocacy and community advocacy as an empowerment action. So we're not waiting for anyone to come anymore because we are the Calvary. We are the saviors that we've been waiting for. Okay. Then I have next week, Friday, we have our Pride Open Mic Night. If you live in Atlanta, please join us. It's going to be at Ash Coffee on Virginia Highland Avenue here in Atlanta, Georgia, 1189 Virginia Highland Avenue. Oh, yes. We're going to start having guests on the show. Yay! We're going to start having guests on the show. I'm so excited. So my first guest, I think, is going to be another doctor who's an author who wrote the book. I think he wrote the book "Doctors Are Not Murderers" or something like that, which I think is just amazing. And then I have a drag queen coming on the show, and lots of other people coming on the show. As a matter of fact, since I'm going to be archiving my Moms for Trans Kids podcast, I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to invite all the people who have already signed up for that to come on this show, because why not? All right, folks, I have to go. Me llamo Doctora Lulu. I just got this over the weekend, so it still has his label on it. But my name is Dr. Lulu. I am so excited to share my life with you, to share my afternoon with you. These are supposed to be just 30 minutes long, and I'm at 20 minutes right now. So, yay. I just want to thank you so much for the support. I get a lot of people DMing me, telling me that they want to be my friend on Facebook because they want to do more for the queer community. I get people tagging me, people sending me flowers all the time. Everything matters. Thank you all so much, because truly those little moments, they mean so much to me, because this work is hard. And I'll stop at that. But this work is hard. So I really appreciate it when y'all appreciate me. It keeps me going. And yeah, so I'll see you all next Wednesday at 12 noon. I think besides the very first one, this is the only other time that I've been on time. But hey, you know what? I'm a work in progress. So my name is Dr. Lulu. I'm a life coach. I'm a physician educator. If you are in need of life coaching, say you have to make a decision, you're stuck trying to make the decision, maybe to leave your spouse, maybe to get married, maybe to leave your job, maybe to start a business, maybe to move, anything that life throws your way, maybe to communicate with your kid, with your spouse, with yourself, right? That's one. Number two, if you're a physician, I think it's time for you to become a speaker. I also help my speaker coaching program is called Stage Ready. I also help physicians become speakers. I don't want to say healthcare professionals, but I could, because one of my clients is actually not a physician. So I help healthcare professionals become speakers, use their voice to deliver their message that they've been given to deliver. Because if you don't know yet, the wrong people are quoting medicine and they're doing a terrible job of it. Okay, then let me see what else. I also train organizations. So if you're a hospital system, if you'd like for me to bring my TAP program to your hospital system, TAP stands for the Affirm Healthcare Professionals Prescription Program. It is being trademarked at this moment. Please let me know, and I'm happy to bring it to your organization. What else? Yeah. So my LinkedIn, my Facebook, my Instagram, and my TikTok are available. TikTok is just like, blah, 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 blah. If you'd like to get in touch with me, please do send me an email at coach@dr-lulu.com, or just let me know. And any of these places that I've told you, or if you see me in the community, say hello to me. And if you live in Atlanta, Georgia, please join us on Friday for our Pride Open Mic Night. Even if you don't have anything else to say, even if you don't have anything to say, still come. Just come and be part of the community. If you're a physician, come join us. Let your future patients see you. Hint, hint. Okay? And that's kind of all I have. If you're a doctor and you live in Atlanta also, we have an event coming up next month. I'm so excited about it. I'm not talking about it yet because there's just so much happening between now and then. But just know that there's a huge red carpet event that I'm planning for y'all, and you don't want to miss it. So if you can see this, let me know if you're interested, and I'll let you know the details. All right, me llamo Doctora Lulu, and it's 29 minutes. My time is up. I'll see you all later. Peace, love, and soul, and be kind to yourself so that you can be kind to others. All right, bye.